there's always that one banana that doesn't get eaten. Good morning. I'm just going over my notes for today's vlog. I have some exciting news. My arm is getting much better. I stopped going to physio only because we were doing the same exercises and I felt like I could do that on my own. Maybe not the best decision, but it was my decision to make, and I do feel better. However, I was making my bed last night and I did something to my upper back. I'm not exactly sure what, but it hurts a lot. So much so that I did take a painkiller and I ended up using a heating pad overnight. I got no sleep last night. Like, I was up every half hour to every hour. I think I slept between the hours of 3 and 5 was the most that I had, maybe. Actually, no, I don't even think that's right. It might have been 4 and 5. I don't even know. But I'm really tired today, so it's definitely a coffee day. Another thing is I picked up a hospital bed yesterday. Titus approved. He has already stretched out on it and laid on it all day yesterday and was needing it. He loves it. I took him for a ride. He went up on the bed and was looking around, and then he went back down. He wasn't so excited when he went back down, but he's right here. That's what I'm looking at. But he has been super cuddly since yesterday, and I think he realizes, like, hey, something's off here. But he is always right next to me, and last night he cuddled up. It was adorable. He put his face in my face and he put his paw over my arm, and it was just so sweet. It made last night go so much smoother because I was in a lot of pain and just like trying to get comfortable and trying to sleep, and just if I had to be awake, that was perfect. So thank you, Titus. You're such a good boy. Why did I get a hospital bed? Because I have a feeding tube and I have been wanting to eat at night versus the day. I'm not on my feeding tube 24/7, so I try to eat at night when I can, but it's been going miserably. I've tried to stack pillows. They always end up on the ground. Before I got my feeding tube, I just laid flat without any pillows. It's just how I slept. I've tried 3 different wedge pillows in the past. Either they're extremely uncomfortable or they end up on the floor too. And I'm just laying flat, which is terrible if you're trying to eat at night. So kind of gave up on that. And then during the day, I just have so much running around to do. And then it starts beeping in the backpack and it's just a nightmare. So it's really been a struggle. It's just been a nightmare. So anyway, we got a hospital bed. Another reason is because I noticed my joint pain is getting much worse over the years from EDS and just from, I guess, subluxations and dislocations. I'm still trying to get used to the terminology for EDS. I was just diagnosed in April of this year, so, you know, all my life I've always had problems with my organs, major, severe problems with my organs, but nonetheless, my organs, not my joints. So, I mean, I've had joint pain, but nothing like this to where I can't get comfortable at night. A hospital bed, I have always found, even when in the hospital, when they let you sleep, which is rare, but when they do, it has been comfortable and has worked. So we picked one up yesterday. And the guy was super nice that donated it to me. He just wanted it out of the house. His father had went to a nursing home and it was taking up too much space. And yeah, just amazing people. His son was there to help us load it onto the truck because the frame is extremely, extremely heavy. Even though it's a twin, it's very heavy. It's all metal and it's electric, so all those moving parts and all that. So made the trip out to Cochrane and came back with a new bed. All my medical stuff was all over the house and it was very disorganized and chaotic and just, it was kind of stressful. So it will be very nice to have everything together in one room, and it will just make everything go smoother, make me less stressed, and be better for my healthcare. Oh, my husband's texting me. But anyway, I get so excited. I'm like a little schoolgirl still when he texts me. I hope it stays like that forever, because it's seriously, it's the best feeling. Distracted, like usual. But anyway, yeah, so we got a hospital bed. I'll show it to you guys. This is my bed. This is Titus's bed. I want to eventually get a comforter. There's one on Amazon that I really like. That's like one of those shaggy, puffy ones. And it gets really cold here in Calgary in the winter, like -50. But yeah, I was so happy with it. I could not be more thrilled. I did lay in it yesterday. I didn't lay in it overnight yet. I'm gonna wait until my extension outlet plug thingies come through the mail because I need them to hook up my machine and a few other things. So I don't know how I'm gonna feel about not sleeping with my husband is the other thing. So maybe some days I'll just still sneak up there, just to like cuddle. I don't know. It's sad, but it's exciting at the same time. You know, you gotta look at the positives and keep moving forward, and that's exactly what I'm doing. It's really easy to get sucked into the poor me. I have a hospital bed in my dining room, but I look at it as a necessity. Everyone has to sleep and eat. Like, regardless of how you do it, everyone has to sleep and eat to keep moving forward. So that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm getting the things that I need to move forward and live, not just survive. So moving on to the next topic, I wanted to talk with you guys about how to find the right support group for you. And one of the things that's super important to look for is to find a group that focuses on what you can do versus what you can't do. Now, I know that all of us go through a process. And I know that all of us grieve over our old selves. Of course, that's natural, but don't just focus on that. It is extremely easy to get sucked into this rabbit hole of, like I said, poor me and grieving, and it can be really difficult to get back out. I went through that a couple months ago, and it's just not who I am as a person. I have a lot of dark humor, and I also find humor in things that normal people don't find humor in. But it's my personality, and especially when I'm in the hospital, I like crack jokes and stuff. Like, I can't help it. It's just me. And, you know, going through that grieving process and getting sucked into that rabbit hole was not me. You know, the grieving was a healing process, sure, but the focusing on what I couldn't do didn't help me at all, and it made things much worse. If you have hobbies that you feel you can't do anymore, try to find ways to adapt to those hobbies. If you can't find ways to adapt, find new hobbies. There's so much out there, and it's just a matter of finding those things. It could be something totally new that you never thought that you would like, that you ended up liking. So you never know. I think meetup.com still exists, and it's basically meeting with people who have the same interests as you. Like, I know there's book clubs, there's adventure clubs, there's hiking, there's kayaking, paddle boarding, a whole bunch of different things. And I know it's in the US and Canada. I don't know about other countries, but just check it out. It's called meetup.com. But yeah, there's groups on there for like mental health. It's a great way to meet new people in your area that have the same or similar interests as you, or just try something new altogether. Moving on. try to find a support group that doesn't try to diagnose you. I know we all want to help each other, but we are not doctors, physiotherapists, orthotists, chiropractors. Unless you are, then I apologize. But most of us are not. So get all of your diagnoses from your healthcare team. Be open and honest with your healthcare team, even with the smallest thing. Just let them know. What might seem small to you may not be normal for a normal person. So us EDSers are a bit different. So even if you think it's small and you know it's bothering you a lot, just bring it up, just mention it. It doesn't hurt to bring stuff up. Yeah, so sorry guys, I think I'm getting sick. I have a cold, definitely, and I just feel like I'm getting sick. But anyway, I have coffee here, but I think I might have to pick up some tea and maybe some NyQuil tonight. Anyway, where was I? Oh yes, don't let other people in the support group try to diagnose you. I've had an issue recently where a EDSer and her husband came over. It was right before I got diagnosed with my shoulder stuff. And she could not be more sure of herself and confident in her diagnoses with me. And she wanted to do certain stuff, and you know, if she would have done the things that she wanted to do, she would have messed me up so much. There's a possibility that she could have broken some of my bones. So yeah, people can be super confident in their diagnoses with you, but don't let them do that. You know, set a boundary. They're not your healthcare team, and just be open and honest with your healthcare team. It's super, super important because, you know, if someone is wrong with your diagnoses and they mention something, they could make you much, much worse. Try to find a support group that is supportive and helpful. I know this sounds ridiculous, but just be careful with the support groups that you join because, you know, some people are stuck in that rabbit hole of grief. Some people are stuck in the rabbit hole of the poor me and the anger and the passive aggressiveness, jealousy. There's a lot of ugly emotions that can come along with EDS, and it's really important to set boundaries and to protect yourself. I have been in a support group where the administrator has actually thrown insults at me because she was going through her own stuff. And I ended up just blocking and leaving because that's not okay. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so tired. I don't know what's going on with me today. I'm getting sick. She was also trying to diagnose me with things that were untrue. And she's not a doctor. Make that boundary clear. You know, only your doctors and you know your body the most. I don't want to talk too much about it, but she threw insults at me in a very vulnerable state. And it was just after she knew I was having anxiety attacks. Yeah. And last but not least, look for a support group that shows empathy, not sympathy. You want to find the people that understand you and you can connect with, where other people share their experiences, and a support group that motivates you and inspires you, because that is so important, especially with chronic illnesses in general. You need motivation and you need inspiration. Anyways, I'm meeting up with a friend in a little bit. I haven't seen her in forever, so I'm super excited. We're going to go try out one of the entries for the YYC Icecream Festival. I let her choose. She chose Apprentice. I've never been there. It says on their website they have coffee, ice cream, and food. Their entry is amazing. It's baklava ice cream. It looks phenomenal. It's in the southeast and not downtown. So thank you for choosing a place that's not downtown. Anyway, So I'm gonna go get ready for that and I'll take you with me. Bye. I just arrived at Apprentice, so let's go check it out. I just got home. I had a really nice time with my friend today. I'm so grateful for the time that we spent together because she goes back to her job soon. So it was just nice to see her and get out a little bit and go on an adventure. I wanted to let you guys know that the YYC Icecream Festival has a ton of vegan, dairy-free, and gluten-friendly ice creams on their list now. So if you see anything in particular and you are unable to go out, please write it in the comment section below so I could take you there and we can kind of explore it together. If you are participating in the YYC Ice Cream Festival, please let me know your favorite ice cream so far. I would love to try more shops out and take you with me. But until then, I hope you are having the most pain-free week as you possibly can. You have the most energy that you've had in a while. You are going on adventures, you're exploring, you're enjoying the summer, and you always remember that in the back of your mind, you are incurably awesome. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!